Every day held a surprise. That's what kept my job as a teacher vibrant. But that day, that lunch period, brought forth a kind of surprise that could never be planned. It came straight from the heart. I was sitting in the faculty room, midway through my turkey sandwich, when I noticed a familiar face peering in through the doorway. It was Tom, one of my students, his eyes glassy, his demeanor unnaturally quiet. I invited him in and asked what was wrong. In a trembling voice, he revealed that he'd left his lunch at home. The guilt in his eyes made it evident, he didn't want to burden anyone with his mistake. It was just lunch, but to a student, it was his whole world at that moment. Seeing his disappointment, my heart went out to him. And without a second thought, I broke my sandwich in half and handed it to him. His eyes widened, the smallest smile tugged at his lips as he accepted it. I could see the gratitude brimming in his eyes. It was more satisfying than any sandwich could ever be. As we returned to the classroom, I noticed a shift in the atmosphere. A silent understanding had spread. The kids had seen what had happened, and one by one, they began offering bits of their own lunches to Tom. An apple here, a juice box there, a packet of chips from the back benches. What started as a simple act of sharing had snowballed into a class-wide activity. The kids laughed, shared, and bonded over this unexpected lunch. It was as if they had transformed from being just classmates to a family, all brought together by a simple act of kindness. There was no villain to fight, no spectacular event to brag about. Just the mundane beauty of everyday life, the small victories we overlook. But as I watched Tom munching away happily, surrounded by the contagious laughter of his peers, I realized that this was a moment of triumph. The bell rang, signaling the end of lunch. The students went back to their desks, but the warm atmosphere lingered. They were back to being students, and I was back to being their teacher. But the memory of that shared lunch, that sense of camaraderie, stayed with us. Life in a classroom is not just about books and exams. It's about the little moments of laughter, shared secrets, the collective groans at a surprise test, and yes, even the shared lunches.